Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This one's going to be a special one. I'm doing my review of the LEGO Star Wars Imperial Light Cruiser. This is an insane set. It's massive. It's just crazy. And it comes with 5 minifigures only, but it's fine. It's an awesome set. I'm doing this review by request, so I hope that you guys enjoy it. I was planning to do this review for like my 50 subscriber special, if I ever hit 50 subscribers, but I was planning to do this for that, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I said in one of my last videos that I was going to probably have it that same day. It will not be that same day. I'm so sorry. Well, I mean, you're seeing it now, so you know. But it is not that same day. I am aware that you are aware. And I'm very sorry, but unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that. But, I mean, without further ado, I might as well start the review. So, my first impression of this set is just, wow, this is massive. For $160, which I got this for retail price, because I'm a stupid, no, I'm just kidding. But I paid retail price for this because I'm a sucker, and it's still awesome, though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Well, there is, but there's not really, actually. I'm supporting a company I care about. But it comes with 5 great minifigures. This is actually the only way you'll be able to get these 2 minifigures, if it'll focus on them. The Fennec Shand and the Moff Gideon, they only come in this set, so that's pretty cool. Or, well, not Fennec Shand, but the helmet for Fennec Shand. This set has just so many awesome features, including like this is playability features with the TIE fighters and this handle here, which is awesome because you don't see that on a lot of sets. But it's just so awesome. If you look at it from above, you can really get a good look at it. It's massive. It's crazy. I like this set a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and start the minifigure review. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video, but I hope you guys enjoy it anyway. So thank you guys for watching, and here we go. So for the minifigures category on this video, I did not separate them into 2 sections. I'm instead just going to do them all in one thing because this is such a big set. There are only 5 minifigures. It's just, I don't feel like it. But starting off the set, we've got the Dark Trooper. This is the same Dark Trooper that you'll see in the Come On Focus. And the Dark Trooper attack set, which I do not personally have, but I do plan on getting at some point to add to my collection of these guys. This is a pretty good minifigure. Honestly, it's a lot better than I thought it was. I'm not particularly fond of this minifigure, but I did think it was going to be significantly worse than it was when I saw it announced originally, actually. I mean, my thought was, how is LEGO going to do that head and make it look good? But it actually is pretty good. So the head, if I take off the helmet here, you can see it's just a normal LEGO head. It's not a special mold or anything. Well, the helmet is, but not the head. He's got the buff chest piece, like armor. I think Wrecker has the same one. I'm not sure, but it's similar, at least. And the print is pretty nice. It's got back printing. The head's nice. The head has back printing, although it really bothers me. This is askew. If you... Come on, focus. But if you're looking at the back of the head, you can see that little line there, if it'll focus, but it doesn't really matter. You can kind of see it. And this is centered, basically. This is way off, and that really bothers me. I choose to ignore it. Well, I try to, but yeah. So this works the same way a lot of the original... oh, there he goes. But this works the same way a lot of the original Imperial armor people, like the Scout Troopers and the Stormtroopers worked, or the original Clone Troopers even. Or Snow Troopers, I guess that's a better example. Like the Snow Troopers, because you use the black head underneath, and there was a hole. I really like that. Or like the Boba Fett, Cloud City Boba Fett. I do like that minifigure a lot. But yeah, so this minifigure I do think is very good. I definitely would recommend getting the Dark Trooper attack so you can have this minifigure if you don't have this set. But it's definitely not one that I want to army build a ton. I prefer the white and black color scheme than the black and gray or black and silver. It's just not as appealing to me. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this minifigure. So on to Moff Gideon. Wowza, this is a good minifigure. Just kidding. It's very bland. It just looks like a TIE fighter chest piece, basically, with Gus's face and then a nice black hair piece. Now, the main appeal for me with this minifigure is the cape. Not only is it the softer cape, but it's a black and red cape, which we don't see too often, double-sided capes. We saw a red and lighter red cape on the Imperial Royal Guard, and I think the only other time, I think there were a few others, but the main other time that I know of in Star Wars was the Lando Calrissian Cloud City, and so it's pretty exciting to see that. I do really like the way it looks, and it's cool. He's got standard black legs, and then he's got the Darksaber, which is awesome, because we don't see that a lot. Unfortunately, Lego couldn't just like make a better Darksaber, but it's fine. I've seen mocks of it on like Reddit of people taking the blade off of the black katanas, like I have my Martin Lee holding here, and just putting it into the hilt, and it looks like significantly better than the at normal Darksaber, or than this Lego Darksaber. So I mean, I don't know why Lego can't just do that, but whatever. Then we've got Fennec Shand, who has the same body and leg print as the original Fennec Shand, or I don't know if this is the original one, as the Fennec Shand in the Boba Fett's palace. Um, but this Fennec Shand, the main difference is that it comes with the helmet, which is an awesome piece. I think I went over the helmet a little bit in one of my other videos. I can't remember which one, but I think I did. And it's just an awesome helmet. It's just looks great. Other than that, her head's the same. It's all the same, except for the helmet, really. Then we've got the Beskar Mando, which is basically the same Beskar Mando we've seen in everything else. So it's nice to see him again. As always, his face print, or not face print, well, there is no face print, but as always as well, his helmet print is slightly off, although I did notice that this looks a bit better than it normally does. I don't know if maybe it's just I've gotten more used to it or what, but I don't know. It looking better. He's got the smaller cape that the Mandalorians all have now, and I mean, yeah, other than that, it's just Beskar Mando, which is great to see, but I have like 4 of them now, so. Then we've got Cara Dune, who we will likely never see again, so, I mean, definitely get this for the ATST Raider if you want her. Speaking of the ATST Raider, she came in the ATST Raider, which is cool. She's a pretty good minifigure. She just kind of looks like a military person. I don't know. I don't care too much about her at all, so she's just in the bin most of the time. But I mean, yeah, that's about all I've got to say about her. So for minifigures category, I would probably give this like a. It pains me to do this, but 1 out of 2, simply because I feel like they could have included like one more Dark Trooper, and it would have been so much better. Although actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they probably only included one, so you'd get Dark Trooper attacking at 4. Okay, actually, 2 out of 2 for minifigures. This is just great minifigures. The only thing is, I do feel like I would have liked more minifigures, but I don't really know how they would have included more minifigures on this kind of set. Other than maybe like a Grogu, but I don't really want another Grogu, so I'm glad they didn't include one in here. So, I mean, yeah. But for minifigures category, I think I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2. Now on to the actual design category. This is probably going to be the longest one, so sit tight. But it's a light cruiser. It's awesome. I mean, this is an awesome set. So where to begin? I mean, wow. I'll start at the front, I guess. So you can see here, it's got the shell, I guess, with same on the bottom. Although you can see on the bottom, actually, maybe you can't see, but now you can see it's all flat, which is like fine, honestly. But I mean, it looks fine, so whatever. These 2 bits are not attached to this bit because this bit opens up, which I'll get to in a minute. But onto here, you've got the 2 cannons, which are great. They swivel a little bit, so you can have them positioned in a way you want. So you can have them like both firing after the same thing, which I think is cool. I usually have them just facing forward because I think that is better for display, and that just fell off, but we're going to ignore that. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next section, which, well, I guess not really. So we've got the middle bit here, which is great. It looks sort of like a hallway or something that goes down. Then on the sides here, this is probably my favorite part, although I do wish it was indented more. On like most of the Imperial ships, I love the parts where it's like it's just a super detailed strip of like gray. It just looks so nice. Like on the Y-Wing, on the UCS Y-Wing, I personally don't have it, but I do have access to see one. And it looks awesome. That section of it, just the mega detailed part, is just crazy. They've got the cannons on either side as well. You can see there are 2 of them there. And like a snowboard piece there, which I think is interesting. I don't really like it, but it's fine. It interrupts the straightness and makes it look kind of cool. Over here, moving on, we've got the center section, sort of. On the sides, it looks like the end of a hallway, or maybe escape pods. I can't quite tell. They don't come off. This is not a playability feature, or maybe they do. No, they don't. But it does look nice. I do like the center section quite a lot. It's interesting to see how it like pops out. But yeah, they've got this sort of come down piece here, which really is just meant to hide that mechanic there, which you can see sort of anyway. You can see the little blue in there. But they've got that on either side. They've got, I mean, basically this entire ship is symmetrical this way, which is kind of cool. but I mean, it doesn't need to be, but it kind of does need to be. I don't know what I'm saying now at this point. It's an Imperial ship. It should be symmetrical. Um, but now moving on to this section, we've got sort of a triangular shape, or it's like a double triangle if you look at it like that. Or so I guess like an hourglass maybe. But it's got a slight incline here coming up from the tip, and then a larger incline here, which goes into the flatness of the side of the bridge, which is awesome. And this bridge you can use as a handle as well, which is cool. I'm not sure if that's intended or not. I think it most likely is, because there's, if you look inside, well, I can't really show you the inside, but you can see there's a little bit of technique. But there's technique inside to keep it strong on the inside of there. So I think that that's definitely meant to be a handle. Um, Over here you can see just some more detailing and stuff. It looks great. I really like this bit here. And it's, again, it's mirrored on both sides, so you can see it's the same. And then down here on the side here, you could see another one of those hyper detailed sections. Although this isn't as, well, this is probably about the same amount of detailing, but it's not quite as detailed as a lot of other sets are. So that's a little bit of a disappointment to me. But not too much of one. Then over here, you can see the little TIE fighter, which is cool, along with the stripes here, which look really nice, I think. And there's two mini TIE fighters, one on each side, and those TIE fighters actually come up here, and you can put them in there and shoot them out, which is cool. It's a play feature we'll talk about in the next section. And then obviously this is the same on the left side. You can see a little bit more detailing. I do really like this slope as well. I think that it looks very nice. Back here, the slope as well. And then at the top of the bridge, so you can see this is a stickered piece, not a printed piece, but it does look like a bridge. I do kind of wish that was like a hyper detailed or like inset section, like it is like there. I think that that part looks better. But I mean, I guess whatever. So yeah. And then on the back, we've got the engine area, which is going to be a little bit hard to show unless I pick this up. So let's see. Okay, and spinning it around. There we go. So the engine section looks pretty cool, I think. It's got a little bit of detailing on the inside, along with the couple of like pipes or something heading to the engines. And then there are 3 engines, which obviously you can see. But the middle one is, I don't really like the look of the back of the thing, although I do think that, or the back of the circular piece, although I do think that does add a little bit of detailing that we wouldn't see otherwise. So I do think that that's good to see. Kind of, I'm not super fond of it, but it's good to see. And then on either side, these are the same. This is, again, symmetrical. But on the top here, you can see the clip pieces that are just meant to be more detailing. Detailing also looks great here. But, yeah. And then continuing the theme from the front, the whole thing goes flat all the way down to here, where it splits. One thing I don't like, actually, is that if you look at it from this side, you can see in there. But I guess whatever. There's not too much that can be done about that. But over here, you've got the large circular other engine, which is the same on this side, so I'm just going to go over this one. But it's like a tube. It's so what's the best way to do it? It's like a canister. The front has a bit of detailing on there, just with the front pieces. There's nothing on the inside of there, other than like just to hold stuff together. But there's nothing interesting on the inside there. It doesn't open. But these are the same pieces that they used on like the escape pod set from who knows when, a few years ago. But I mean, yeah, that's about it for the engine. It's just like I really like the engines. I like the way it looks from here. And then overall, if you look at the ship, it's probably not the most accurate thing, but it's accurate enough, I think. It doesn't need to be the most accurate thing, but it's pretty cool. I do like this set quite a lot. As of right now, I definitely recommend it. So 2 out of 2 for minifigures, and then moving on to this, 2 out of 2 for design. That's 4 out of 4. That's pretty insane. I think we've only had one higher than like an 8 out of 10. So I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes. Now, sort of a bridge between the design and the playability categories, we've got the interior. So up here, I really like this design with the red lights on the top, which is pretty cool. But in here, we've got a little table. We've got sort of just bridges and stuff. We've got a clip for an extra blaster there, and then some cargo containers, shipping containers, along with this here, which I guess could be a steering wheel if you want it to be, but there's some control panels on either side, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, that's all there is for the design really in here, other than that the floor is all dark gray and it's all flat, which is kind of cool, and I like that quite a lot. But, I mean, yeah, that's it for the design in here. But now, as I said, this is a bridge to the playability category. So on to the playability category, we're going to start with the interior here. So, with the interior, obviously, you've got the 5 minifigures. You can have like Moff Gideon and Mando, who comes with his Beskar spear, dueling in here or something. Or you can have the Dark Troopers being killed or whatever you want to do. But You can also have like a meeting going on in here if you want, if you have put extra troopers in here or something. Um, yeah, and I mean that's about it. Honestly, this is just like a place where you use your imagination. This isn't the kind of build area where you would have just a lot of features. This is the kind of place where you can do pretty much whatever you want with the characters you've been provided. Maybe one more, but yeah. So moving on to this little bit here. So this, as I said before, this is where you take an X-wing, if I can get one from the back, then you put it just like on here in the middle, and you take this and you just go, and there goes the X-wing. So, oh, there's my dog. But, there's the X-wing. So you can fire the X-wings. What am I saying? X-wing. I mean TIE fighters. Oh my gosh. Why don't you correct me? Um, but yeah, so I mean you can fire the TIE fighters off of there. That's a pretty cool play feature. I do enjoy having that, and it's just really nice to have. So, I mean, yeah, it's cool to have. So, closing this up again, more play features. Obviously, you can use the handle, which is a great play feature because you can fly it around if you want to, which isn't something you can say of most of the ships. So, yeah, this swiveling, as I said before, is great because you can have them firing it whatever you want. Plus, you can shoot these spring-loaded shooters. I've displayed spring-loaded shooters in several other videos. Go check out the Republic Fighter Tank one. If you, for some reason, really want to see a spring-loaded shooter shot, but I don't feel like firing it again because then I have to find it, which is not a lot of fun for me. But yeah, that's honestly, there's not a ton of playability for this set. That's about it. But considering that this is really a display set, this is $160. You don't spend $160 for a set that you want like a kid to play with. So I mean, yeah, that's about it for playability. Other than just like imagination, obviously you can use your imagination. You can have the Dark Troopers like flying down, just and just have them like walk on the thing because they can do that, I'm sure. But there's just like not a ton you can do with this set that's like built in. Well, that's not true. There's a lot that you can do that's built in, but most of the stuff that you can do that's built in is like built in scenery for you to like imagine with your characters, like play with your characters in. So yeah, so for playability, considering that this is a set that's not really meant to be like a play set, it's meant to be like just a cool designed set, a well designed set. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 2 for that. Actually, that's not true. I'll give it a 1 out of 2 because they could definitely have hit another play feature in the side here or up here inside of that or in the bridge or something. I don't know, but they could have definitely done something more. They could have made the escape pod pop off. That's easy. They could have done that. Even though we don't see that in the show, that would have been, or maybe we do. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched Mandalorian. But I think that it's a 1 out of 2. I don't think it's perfect. But yeah, I mean, that's all I've got to say for the playability. So moving on to value. Moving on to value. So how many pieces do you think would be in this set? It's actually 1,336 for $160, which is not the best value based off what we've seen in the past with Lego's patterns, which is basically in the past been like 10 pieces for $1 around. But it's I think that it's pretty good for the value. Honestly, considering you're getting 2 exclusive minifigures, plus this amazing build with a great display ability and everything, a great addition to your fleet if you got like a Star Destroyer, like what's the one, 2019, 17? I can't remember. But I mean, yeah, so for the not playability, I'm on value now. For value, I would say for price per piece is not everything, but it is something. And for price per piece, this set is not phenomenal, but I will accept it because it's just such a great thing to have, and I'm glad I got it. I definitely do not recommend getting it. Plus, you can probably get it cheaper on Amazon. I don't know if this was a LEGO store exclusive or anything, but if it's not, then you should be able to get it for cheaper somewhere else. So, I mean, yeah, don't be too worried about it, but it's pretty cool, honestly. I think it's good for the value. If paying $160, I don't regret paying $160 for this. Let's say that. I don't regret paying $160. I would have preferred to pay less, but like I would have always preferred to pay less. So, I mean, it doesn't matter to me too much. But yeah, that's going to do it for value category. I think that overall, I would give this out of 2, probably a 2 for value. It's just like for what you're getting, even though the price per piece is not amazing, it's sort of canceled out by the fact that this set is just so good and so well built and so cool. It's just like what I just said. I don't even want to repeat myself, but it's just great. So, I mean, yeah, that's about all I've got to say for value. So 2 out of 2 for value. So that brings us up to a total of 7 out of 8, which is great. For this set, that's just great. So, I mean, yeah. Thank you guys for watching that value category. I don't know why I tried to just end the video. Now I have to go to my opinion. So for my opinion for this set, I would probably give it a 2 out of 2. I do think that this set is one of my favorite ones that I have in my collection. I look at it all the time, and sometimes I even just like mess with it because why not? And I definitely love playing with it. The minifigures are great. I'm so glad to have that Fennec Shen and that Moff Gideon. It's just so great to have. I'm glad I had the one Dark Trooper because otherwise I don't think I would want to get the Dark Trooper attack at all. Well, actually, I really want to get the Dark Trooper attack because it's a great hallway and stuff. But it's just, this is a great set. The design is great. It's got great playability for what it is mostly. You know, I feel like it could have more, but whatever. It doesn't bother me too much because I'm not really playing. I'm too scared to play with this. I don't want to break it. But, I mean, I think I would definitely give it a 2 out of 2. And I will definitely give it a 2 out of 2 because it's great. So 2 out of 2. So that brings the total for this set up to a 9 out of 10. It's a great set. Absolutely great. I would 100% recommend you getting it if you have the means. It's just so awesome. So thank you guys for watching this video. I will definitely have more out soon. I think that I might not be uploading super frequently right now because of a complication, but I'm not sure. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.